DNS Inspector exposes security gaps that your teams are unaware even exist. These are serious security risks visible to anyone who decides to target your business. Malicious actors enumerate and scan your DNS to discover vulnerabilities. They use that intelligence to execute attacks targeting your business and your customers. The problem is, these actors are better equipped than your own teams. DNS Inspector levels the playing field with visibility tools to see the DNS exposures that threat actors seek to compromise. Left unaddressed, bad actors can take your business down, compromise your networks, or steal your customers' data. DNS Inspector is a pen test system designed to empower your teams to easily discover, investigate, help you resolve, and then verify that vulnerability gaps are closed. How do we do it? We run proprietary testing probes to uncover and present security vulnerabilities, including but not limited to orphan DNS, dangling CNAMEs, or insecure redirects to destinations. Probes collect and display your domain portfolio DNS infrastructure. This includes your active DNS services, registrars, live IP addresses at the apex, as well as inspecting for secondary DNS coverage, recommended to ensure business continuity. DNS Inspector simply empowers your teams to get and then keep control of your changing DNS network. Without tools, this is extremely difficult and time-consuming, which means it frankly doesn't happen. We make it easy for your teams with actionable intelligence. Let's take a quick look. We are obfuscating the domains since this is live data and too dangerous to share publicly. When you subscribe to DNS Inspector, we load up the domain portfolio and run the pen test audit. On login, we display the results in a dashboard, applying a severity level to each category to highlight importance and urgency. Categories include HTTP, HTTPS, redirects, dangling CNAMEs, lame delegations, SPF, DMARC, and DNSSEC that show if records even exist and if those records are correctly provisioned and pass our compliance checks. On the DNS infrastructure, you need to know where your domains are registered and what DNS services are active. And we enumerate your IPs at the apex and check if redundant secondary DNS network is in place. We also provide history on when the last scan was run and provide a button to rerun the audit. This is used by IT who have addressed the exposures and now need to verify that the gaps are closed. Let's click through and have a look at some of the live and relevant data presented. Here, your teams can investigate each domain flagged for review. We display the conditions explaining why this probe has been classified as critical, warning, or normal. On the domain table level, we display the relevant information, including the IP address, the status codes, the cipher information at the endpoint, certificate if it exists, the response header, along with the severity flag, as well as reporting if this destination is secure or insecure. On the Inspect Add button, if you become a future subscriber to Authentic Web's Domain Name Asset Manager service, your IT folks will have the ability to inspect and edit the DNS right here. The objective is to get green across the board, and when green, we display more data, including certificate details and response headers, for example. All data on any one of these pages is available as a CSV download. And on all tables, we show the relevant data, arming teams with the information they need to better manage the network. As an example, on the redirect page, once green, DNS Inspector displays the number and the URLs of the network hops. This brings visibility, not only to close security gaps, but as intelligence to improve digital performance. What I personally enjoy, and I know your teams will as well, is how I can discover the vulnerabilities, understand the issues, and then once I have modified the DNS or fixed certificates, I can come back into DNS Inspector and rerun the audit. It's extremely satisfying to be rewarded to see my work verified with greens across the board. Let's look at DNS infrastructure, where you need to have change management access controls in place. On the Active Registrar side, where are your domains today? On the Managed DNS side, which Managed DNS servers are serving out your domains? And then if we look at IPs, here we enumerate by domain which domains are using which IPs. And we show it by geolocation for ease, and also by organization, so you can see which organizations own the IPs that your domains are pointing to. What used to take weeks or months or hundreds of IT hours to get control can now be discovered, investigated, addressed, and verified in short order. Then you keep control with compliance with security policies as teams make changes on your DNS over time. In summary, we have in a simple interface empowered your teams with actionable and relevant intelligence. What makes DNS Inspector different than any other tools on the market? Other DNS investigation tools are really big DNS data lakes with live data mixed with stale historical information. Therefore, much of it is irrelevant. And with all that noise, how can even a skilled IT person parse out what matters, discard irrelevance or stale data to find the vulnerabilities that can take the business down? It's a hard, time-consuming task for specialized IT and practically impossible with hours of investigations leading to frustration and demotivation, which in the end results in no actions at all. DNS Inspector is different, with a single purpose to empower teams. Three differences are clear. It automates the investigation and displays the live relevant information. It is simple and easy to use. And most importantly, the audit results are actionable and verifiable. Simplification is the key here, and not much about the DNS is simple. Authentic Web offers modern control system tools to manage domains, DNS, TLS certificates, delivering teams the power of control, visibility, and automation. We bring it all together into a single pane of glass. DNS Inspector is the first step to understand your DNS security vulnerabilities. You are exposed on the DNS, but you just don't know where. DNS Inspector is the pen test system piece to discover, analyze, and remediate risk. Reach out. Upon subscribing, you'll know your vulnerabilities within 24 hours. We look forward to hearing from you and to helping you find and fix your DNS exposures.